Hey you guys, so welcome to my channel. I am very excited to be starting this. It's going to be centered completely around birth work and everything pregnancy and labor and delivery and my midwifery journey related. So I'm really excited, and I figured I'd come on, do a little intro video. I threw together what I've kind of called like a birth worker tag. I've got the questions here on my phone, so if you see me referencing it, that's why. And I've got 9 questions, and yeah, let's just dive right in. So I kind of wanted to start with introducing myself and talking about what I do and why I started this channel and everything. And I forgot to mention that I will be writing these questions down below. So if you want to participate and you'd like to do a tag as well, give me a second. Sorry about that. Had to answer a phone call. Anyway, so I wanted to, I think I already said that I'm going to be putting the questions down below so that if you wanted to make one, I'm tagging anybody who is interested, since I kind of don't have any like midwife, doula, birth worker friends on here yet. I'm tagging anybody who's interested. If you want to complete this, just use the questions, answer them, and link your video down below because I'd love to check it out. So diving right in. The first question is introduce yourself, like your name, your family, where you live, etc., etc. My name is Lauren, and I'm sure you're gonna see Wes. I have 3 kids. My oldest's name is Max, and he just turned 5. I have Wes here, who is turning 3 in August, and I have Layla down there, who is turning 1 in August. So, needless to say, my house is very full, as is my heart. I live in Colorado, and well, Colorado Springs to be specific, and I've lived here for about 7 years now, which is crazy. I grew up in Minnesota. Shout out to all my Minnesota friends out there. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy and taking care of yourselves and your family. Anyway, so I grew up there. I moved out here in 2013, and I have been here ever since. I love Colorado. I do. I miss the Midwest, and I miss living close to family and where I grew up, of course. But I love it out here, and I'm excited to show you guys around. I'd love to take you on some vlogs and kind of go out exploring the state, and because we want to get out this summer and do some stuff. So look forward to those later. Let's see, what else about me? I love birth. I'm a writer as well, and I have been working on a novel on and off for about 4 years now. Just with everything going on, I haven't had a chance to finish it, and so that's been a whole struggle for me, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I love birth, I love writing, reading, I love my kids and my family. I am in school currently to get an associate's in English, and I'm a little over halfway done with that right now. And yeah, so that's pretty much all about me. I'm sure you guys are going to learn a lot more as the channel goes on, because I want to take you guys into my journey, which we'll be getting into in these questions. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about me, and welcome to the channel. Let's see here. Question number 2 is, what kind of birth work do you do? So I kept this one kind of vague because there's a wide variety of what people consider birth work. And I am a doula, and I'm working towards placenta encapsulation, and I am a birth photographer as well, and I am in school to become a certified professional midwife, which I will talk about a little bit later. But I have to say that being a doula and being a birth photographer, which is what I've kind of been doing for the last couple of years, well, I just started my birth photography business, but I've been a doula since 2018, and I love it so much. So anyway, I've been a doula for about 2 years. Wow, 2 years now. And I love it. So I'm excited to be expanding my scope of practice, for lack of a better way to say it, and my ability in what I'm doing. So yeah. And then question number 3, what drew you to birth work? So I had my first baby in 2015, Max, and he changed my life. I never really thought that I wanted kids until I found out I was pregnant, and then, was going to have a baby. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't imagine being anything other than a mom or doing anything else. And so I was in a bad situation at the time, and I was able to get out of it. And I met my now husband. Well, he came back out to Colorado and we met again in 2016. Yeah, 2016. And then we got married, and he's been really supportive of my birth work. And so after we had Wes, our first together, excuse me, I wanted to do something in birth because I felt a really deep calling to it. I didn't know what to even do, especially since I'd had a hospital birth with my first, and Wes was a birth center birth, and they were so different. And I was like, okay, I feel a calling. I want to help people have the births that they want to have. I understand there's a lot to this, and I know that birth doesn't always go as planned, and you always have to be ready to take care of emergencies should they arise. But that being said, my goal and my deepest calling is to just support people through their births and make sure that they feel supported and validated and like they had the birth that they wanted, even if, or like a birth that heals them. I'm not really explaining myself well, and I'm sure I'll be able to explain it a bit later. But anyway, so that's kind of what called me to it. And after having 2 babies of my own and wanting a third, I was like, okay, well, I can't obviously just have babies throughout my whole life. Why not help other people do it? And so obviously doulas don't do that, but it was a way for me to get into the birth work world. Okay, so question number 4, which I think is what we're on. Mom, what is your birth philosophy? Which yes, you may. There we go. Which I talked about a little bit with my last question. What is your birth philosophy? Let me rearrange myself here. I am a very holistic, naturally minded person, and I don't like saying it like that because all the stigma attached to it. But I always go for the easy is not the right word either, but the holistic, the most natural option I can find. And I wanted to have I wanted to have a home birth with my first and didn't get a chance to, and I had a really good birth with my second, and then when I had Layla, my third, it was like the most healing, wonderful experience that I could have ever had. And so I have to admit that my birth philosophy wasn't super ironclad when I started my birth business. I knew what I want. I knew I wanted to support women, birthing people, whatever you'd like to call them. Whoever's having the baby. I wanted to support them. I wanted to support their family, and I love being there through the whole process. So I love the idea of either before or when they just get pregnant and they're looking to find a doula, for example, the connection and the friendship, for lack of a better word, that brings. And so I started thinking about what that meant to me, and it took me a while, but after I had Layla, it was kind of okay, I want people to feel empowered by their birth. I want them to feel like it was what they didn't know they need for it's such a hard thing to put into words, and I hope I'm doing okay. So if I'm not, call me out in the comments and I'll try to explain it better. But anyway, I just helping people feel like they're making the decisions that are right for them, and that they're empowered, and that they're not feeling coerced or pushed into something that they don't feel comfortable doing, augmentations, epidurals, Pitocin, anything like that, or cesarean sections, if they don't want that or it's not planned. I felt so out of control and so helpless with my first birth, and I think I'm going to do a video, either a video or a video series on my different births to talk about this, because I feel very fortunate to have had the 3 different experiences that I've had, because I have a little bit of experience from everywhere to speak on, and it has helped me form my birth philosophy in that I just want to, I don't know, I feel like midwifery is calling me, and to be a supporter of the people having babies. And I'm very excited for this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to refining my birth philosophy even more as I become more experienced and attend more births and meet more people and have more experience under my belt. So I know that was very long-winded, and I'm sure this video is already way too long, and I'm very sorry. I'm like really excited and a little nervous about this because this was a big life decision, and it's a lot. But anyway, on to the tag. Let's see here. Question 5. What kinds of births do you work with, support, etc.? This one, I included this question so that I could hear from other people, because I am very curious as to if people find like their niche and stick with it, or if people are like full spectrum, for lack of a better way to say it. So whether people work only in hospitals or only in home births. For me, I have supported as a doula only in hospitals. I have supported, I think, 4 births in hospitals as a doula, and the one birth that I photographed back in April was a home birth, and oh my goodness, it was so beautiful. It was actually with the midwife that delivered my baby, and so it was a beautiful, amazing full circle moment, and I love it. I'm so excited. But yeah, so I look to support anywhere, and I'm perfectly comfortable. Obviously, I don't support at free births because of liability, and if it's a free birth, usually people don't request support to be there unless you're family or but yeah, I have no problem doing home births and hospital births. I'm good with pretty much anywhere. Fun fact, since we're here, did you know that this part of your necklace is called a boob? Your boob is showing. Okay, anyway, next question. Number 6. What is the longest birth you've attended? I think, come here, sweetie. Can you stay inside? Just while mommy's filming, okay? I think the longest birth that I've attended was 18 or 20 hours. We had moved down here, and I was still, it was like in the middle, kind of like end of my doula care for one of my clients, who was lovely, and she's amazing, and I miss her. But anyway, and so she went into labor, and I was there for like 18 or 20 hours before finally driving from Denver all the way to the Springs. So it was crazy. I count that one because it was like all in one, but I did have a birth where she went in to get induced on a Friday, and then she got induced in the evening, and so she stayed at the hospital and I went home, and then I went back the next day and supported all through that day and all through that night, and I think that was at least a 15-hour birth. So yeah, I didn't know if that one counted because I had that like 2 chunks, but at least 18 to 20 hours, so quite long. And then number 7, what is the shortest birth you've attended? That one would be the one that I just photographed back in April, actually. So she texted me the day before saying that she was, feeling some surges and a little bit of like pain with them. So I was like, all right. So I got everything ready, packed my bags, fueled up the car, etc., and got ready to go. And then she texted me at 4 that morning saying, all right, it's happening, you got to get here. And so I drove an hour in a blizzard to her house in Canyon City. And I think within the hour we had the baby. And so I hung out for a couple hours after that, just getting a whole bunch of shots and everything. And that was so much fun. That was such a wonderful little family. They were beautiful. But yeah, so that was the shortest birth apart from my own that I have been to. Question number 8. If you're a midwife or going into midwifery, which I'm going into midwifery, are you working towards a CPM or a CNM credential, and why? So I'm currently in school to be a CPM, a Certified Professional Midwife. I'm going through Ancient Art of Midwifery Academy, or Institute, sorry, which I will link them down below. And I'm going to be doing the portfolio, it's the PEP, the PEP, Portfolio Entrance. I'll link that down below too so that you guys can check it out. But I'm totally blanking right now because mom brain, So I'm doing that, and what I think I want to do is once I'm finished with that and have experience under my belt and kind of have a really good idea of what I would be getting into. I think what I'm going to end up doing is going through and getting my RN, then a bachelor's, and then going through and either doing my master's and or a doctorate. But yeah, I have some pretty ambitious plans. But as of right this instant, I am going to be a certified professional midwife, and I will be assisting with home births, which I'm very excited about. And last but not least, what are your future goals? I have been thinking about this one a lot lately because, I mean, with the state of the world and with what I want to do, I just want to make sure that I'm doing the best thing for myself and the family. And in an ideal world, I would love to go on to get, obviously, I think you need a master's to practice midwifery as a CNM in Colorado. I have a friend who's doing a direct bachelor to doctorate, DNP. Oh, gosh, I'm so bad with these abbreviations. I'm so sorry, guys. But she's basically going from bachelor's right to being a practicing nurse, a doctorate in nursing or something like that. But anyway, she wants to have a birthing center. And so when we were talking about that, that kind of sparked my idea of either opening up a birthing center or so what I would like to do is have a center for people who aren't quite comfortable with home births, but still want the home birth feel. And because that's kind of what I got with Wes, and that was absolutely wonderful. That was a wonderful experience, and they took such good care of me, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. But I also would love to be able to service home births, and obviously as a CPM, home births are going to be my specialty because we'll see her on Monday, okay? Because I won't have hospital practicing abilities, which is a whole other video that I'm going to do and address, because I will never not be mad about that. But I would like to be able to work in a hospital and be able to, if my patients transfer, to be able to practice. And, you know, I'd like to be as full spectrum of a midwife as I possibly can. So yeah, those are kind of my future plans and goals, and I kind of set a time limit of about 10 years to finish my CPM and at least start my RN. I'm not gonna like say I have to be done with it, because while 10 years seems like a lot of time, every time I tried to go to nursing school, I found out I was pregnant. So life comes at you fast. So those are my future goals and kind of what I'm thinking. And that was the tag. I know this has been kind of an all over video. I haven't filmed in a little bit, or I haven't like sat down and filmed a video. I've been vlogging a lot, and I would like to continue that on this channel. I don't want it. That's yours. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really excited to be starting the second channel and having the opportunity to talk birth and make some new friends, especially in the birth world. I love doulas and midwives. And comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Do the tag. I'd love to see videos. Like I said, I will list all of the questions down below, and I'm really excited to hear from you guys. I'm really looking forward to diving back into the birth world and creating a community for all of us, because I really genuinely feel that we need to stick together and that we need to show a lot of love and kindness and acceptance to each other. So I want birth workers of all colors, shapes, sizes, identities, whatever. You are welcome here. And I hope that we can be friends, because honestly, I wish I could be friends with everybody. But that notwithstanding, I should wrap this video up because it's getting way too hot in here and I have to edit it and put it up. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.